Hi everybody, welcome back to Little Shop of Nightmares. It's warmed up a little bit, not much, but a little bit. If you saw the community post earlier this week, or last week, I don't know, a few days ago, I just posted a picture of a stump and my saw, I think. But anyway, I didn't show sawing that down into just kind of rough saw kind of stuff, but I thought I'd bring you guys along for I'm gonna cut it into some turning blanks, some pen blanks. I do have one piece set aside over here. I'm just going to cut pen blanks into, or cut it into pen blanks, or I'm going to try to anyway. So I thought I'd bring you guys along for that. Let me get you turned around and set up, and we'll get started here in just a minute. All right, as you can see, we've got that old stump ended up being black walnut, and some of it's about half rotten, some of it's not. You know, we're just gonna, termites have been in it and everything else, so we're just gonna cut what we can out of it. I don't know if we'll get a lot, but hey, you never know. But sit back and enjoy. Pretty hard. So yeah, it might be worth trying to cut a few out of this. What do we do here? Let's see. There's no real way to tell the direction the grain runs on that. I think that's kind of a, I don't know. It's too thick to put on my table saw. My table saw won't cut that deep. One of these days, I'm rich and famous, I'll get me a big table saw that'll cut 4 inches. But till then, we're just going to have to make do what we got. Something to remember, most like single tube kits, they need about a little over 2 inches, you know, a blank a little over 2 inches thick. Isn't that pretty? But you know, your double tube kits, they generally need about 4 1/4, you know, just to be safe. If you're really, you know, you can scrape by most of them with 4 inches, but it's better to have, you know, 4 1/4 to 4 1/2. Excuse me, sorry about that. But you know, I think we can get probably 4 or 5 inch blank out of this right here before we get into anything bad. Well, yeah, that's 5 inches from there to there. So, what that's all about. Jupiter might be asking you all to subscribe, but yeah, I might have to throw that on the sander in a minute and bring you back here in just a few minutes. And generally, you know, slimline kits you can get by with about a 3/4 inch square kit, or, you know, blank. Others you know, you need 1 inch. You don't absolutely have to have it, but it's, you know, just for comfort, you know, comfort reasons. Oh, let's see if we can whoop us another slab off there. One of the guys I work with, when I picked this stump up, he said, what are you doing with a stump? I said, well, I'm going to take it home and make pen blanks out of it, probably. He said, what kind of stump is it? I said, I don't know. I said, but, you know, I'll cut it open and find out. I'll figure it out eventually. But this thing is, you know, it's been out in the weather and things. It's a little damp. So the colors will change a little bit as it dries, I'm sure. But I'm kind of glad I brought that old stump home. So I can find my Chinese rip prints here. One thing I do eventually want to get for this shop is a better table saw. Or band saw. I wouldn't mind having a better table saw too, but you know, small steps, I guess. I don't know if that's a true inch, but it's close enough. It'll be good enough for the girls we run around with. If it ain't, they can run around with somebody else. It's that easy to get along with. So what do you do? There's just two real quick blanks. That's kind of got some burl look to it. It's got a lot of figure to it. I don't know if it shows up on the camera or not, but let me take them over on the sander and I'll bring you guys back. All right, everybody. I threw these on the sander. Now I've brought them back. Just kind of cleaned them up a little bit. Kind of give you an idea of what it'll look like. As I said, these aren't completely dry. There is moisture in it. That's just the nature of the beast. Well, they've laid in the bed of my truck for, well, the stump's laid in the bed of my truck, I don't know, a couple of weeks now. And I finally decided to dig it out. And cut it up. I did cut some other blanks earlier that I didn't show. But I've showed the safest way that I have to be able to cut those blanks that I can actually show you. I used a chainsaw to mill that stump down into, you know, somewhat manageable blocks. I didn't show that because, well, it's kind of, it's iffy at best. The blanks I cut earlier, I didn't show that because that's sketchy as all get out. So I didn't show that process. But I do plan on getting a vacuum chamber before too much longer, and probably do some stabilizing. And I think these would do, these are pretty solid, but I think they would benefit from being stabilized. So that might be, you know, that might be our experiment with that. Because there is some spots that it's kind of getting a little, I don't know, my daddy always called it doty, but just kind of spongy, kind of soft in a few areas that, you know, it may or may not. You kind of see that right in here, not the white spot, that's dirt, but where it's kind of lightening up a little bit. That's kind of soft, spongy feeling. But the main thing is, you know, if you've got a good solid core through your blank, the outside edges, you know, like this, where the termites have been in it right there, you know, that's not going to hurt a thing, because that's going to turn away. That's going to be gone. And as long as you can come up with a good solid area, you know, that's 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch diameter, because literally that's as big as you're going to use ever for pens or things of that nature, pens and pencils and stuff. You know, you'll be all right. But anyway, I thought I'd make a short video on this. Well, never mind, I forgot. I was gonna make another one real quick, but I forgot some stuff in the house, and I think when I go back in the house tonight, I'm done for the day. I've been out here working on lights and all kinds of goodies today. Also, another thing, you got these blanks like this that are a little spongy or whatever, or not spongy, but a little wet, a little damp. I wouldn't do it with green wood, but something that, I mean, this stump is dead, and it's been dead for who knows how long. So it's already, you know, all the sap and natural moisture that it has already left ages ago. So basically all the moisture that's in it is, you know, just atmospheric and, you know, just the weather and stuff like that. If you've got a food dehydrator, and I wouldn't do this in your house, you know, and if you're married, probably don't let your wife find out. But you can take those blanks, cut your blanks, throw them in the food dehydrator for a few hours. It'll draw all the moisture out of them. It draws it out fairly quickly. And most of the time they won't split. But, you know, I think most food dehydrators they get around 150, 160 degrees, something like that. You know, just off the top of my head, I'm not an expert on them. I'm not an expert at anything. But throw them food dehydrator for a couple hours, you know, that'll get them started drying out, and it may, you know, pull all the moisture out of them. If you don't have that option, you know, and I'm going to say food dehydrators are fairly cheap. You can probably pick them up less than $50 on Amazon, you know, or wherever you'd like to shop. But if you don't have that option and you've got time, you're not in a rush. If you've got a wood shop, we've all got sawdust. You know, under the table saw, dust collector, whatever. If you're like me, it's all over the damn floor. You've got an abundance of it. Get you a box, throw the blanks in, you know, throw you a little bit of sawdust at the bottom of it, throw your blanks in there, cover them up with sawdust, set them on the shelf where they'll stay dry. Preferably in, you know, inside the house somewhere, you know, where it's, you know, climate controlled or whatever. Or if you've got a climate controlled shop, which, you know, would be even, you know, that's even better. Well, you don't have to worry about your wife or whoever throwing them away. Like, what's this box of sawdust doing in here? But, you know, cut your blanks, cut them a little big, throw them in the sawdust. Check them in 6 months, you know. It just takes a little time, but that dry, you know, if you got good dry sawdust, it'll pull all the moisture out of them. But anyway, I'll let you people go, and as always, thank you for your time, and I appreciate you hanging out with me a little bit and putting up with me. And like, subscribe, tell your friends, share the videos, whatever you want to do. If you don't want to, I guess that's all right too. I can't tell you what to do. But as always, thanks for your time, and we'll see you on the next one.